It's a great day at Riverside Central. Thank you for joining us on this Super Bowl Sunday. Before we get to the main action, before everyone determines whether or not that 33-leg parlay pays for their lake house in Aruba, or if they have to call back, or if they have to go to work on Monday, we have ourselves a Racers game, the 7th contest between the Herkimer OGs and the Saratoga Racers. More on that after we honor our nation's flag. Thank you guys for tuning in. Said the Super Bowl Sunday noontime matchup. Get everyone out of here just in time to get home, grab your pizza, grab your wings, grab your various adult beverages, sit down and watch Seattle and New England face off. I am personally rooting for New England because I have a few Drake May and Jalen Polk cards that I would love to see go for some higher value, but more on that later. Racers, Herkimer OGs. Saratoga Racers, coached by owner and first-time ever coach Frank Palzanello, has led these Racers to a 10-3 season so far, which I cannot emphasize enough. Having never coached in his life until the start of this season, Frank Palzanello has led this Saratoga Racers team to 10-3. They've cracked the Power 25 rankings last week, taking down 2 Power 25 teams in the Binghamton Bulldogs and New England Lightning, as we get ready to announce Saratoga Racers starting lineup, including number 0, Juwan Malone. Malone was absolutely automatic from the key last night. Tyler Mitchell, another unsung character on this roster, who put up some good numbers last night when the Racers had probably their smallest roster to date. And there he is, the old man on campus, RJ Rosa. Rosa wearing the prescription grade headband, covering that big old brain of his. And be sure you tune in tonight. Well, tonight. Make sure you tune in after this game. We're going to have a post-game interview with number 99, Donovan Williams. And as I've said, every home game so far, Ready Player One. Donovan Williams has become the epicenter of this organization. Brought some culture to this team. He knows how to get under the skin of every opposing player, and he smiles the whole time he does it. He's a devious player, on and off the court. I don't know if that last part's true, but he's a dog. We love him. We love Donovan. This opening tip-off, the big man, number 8, Isaiah Grandison, going to be facing off against number 9, Josh Gregory. And Grandison tipping it off, gets the fingers on it, but that's going to go into the hands of Javon Evans. Evans to Lavoy Leggett. Legette's going to drive up in the paint and tries to get his own rebound. No good. RJ Rosa on the recovery. Rosa going to dish that off to Donovan Williams. Williams to Juwan Malone. Malone going for the 3. Would you look at that? Juwan Malone draws first blood for the Saratoga Racers. It's now in the hands of Javon Evans to Lavoy Leggett. Juwan Malone yelling a battle cry before he go for the three. As that three-pointer is no good from number 8, Brandon Kolakowski. But Lavoy Leggett Sr. to finish it off. All right, Donovan Williams going to march up in the paint. Season open RJ Rosa. Rosa flipping it to Isaiah Grandison. Grandison in and out of his hands, but recovers it. And John Riles, the third, still got that right wrist bandaged up. Doing better. Lavoy Leggett shot off the glass. No good. And Zach Sawyer just surrounded in a sea of Saratoga. And they're going to call that on John Riles. Zach Sawyer got 2 shots to the line, opportunity to take the lead for Herkimer. 6 matchups so far between these two organizations, this being the 7th. Saratoga's come home with the victory every single time. Let's see if Lightning strikes 7 times for this franchise. That's the first one, up and good. All right, 3-3. After that missed free throw attempt, Grandison flipping it to Donovan Williams. Donovan Williams teasing the shot, doesn't. Isaiah Grandison, we've seen him shoot from beyond the arc. Collects his own rebound not once but twice. Can he? On the third, he gets it. All right, Kolakowski dishing that back to Zach Sawyer. Back to Zach, to Josh Gregory. And Javon Evans going for a 3. No good, and that's going to go into the hands of Juwan Malone, dishing that back to RJ Rosa. Isaiah surrounded, giving it to Juwan Malone, to Donovan Williams. Quick passes all around. And John Riles trying to flip it up. Doesn't quite connect. Neither does that shot from Grandison. John Riles couldn't finish that layup either. Now in the hands of Josh Gregory. Quick right-hand flip to Zach Sawyer. Now to Javon Evans. Back to Gregory. Lavoy Leggett trying to get past Rosa. Got one man to beat and flips it over to an open Zach Sawyer. But Grandison stuffs that like an Oreo. Josh Gregory goes for the 3 and makes it. Good attempt there as Saratoga was getting in his face. Donovan Williams getting fouled on that shooting attempt. So they're calling that on Javon Evans. Actually, his first. Donovan Williams' first free throw attempt up and good. Tie game once again. Second one, up and good. Cash money. Sawyer, wide open pass to Javon Evans. He's going to give that to Gregory. Donovan Williams with the peanut punch from behind the back. Swinging past Zach Sawyer. Now Donovan Williams is going to go for, looked like he was going to, but doesn't. Grandison instead going for the quick flipper. No good. Josh Gregory on the rebound. Trying to get past Grandison and does, but Rosa punching it out of the hands of Kolakowski. Still holds on to it. Lavoy Leggett Sr.'s 3 up and no good. John Riles to quickly flip that to Williams. John Riles, couldn't hold on to that. Javon Evans with a quick flip up. Herkimer OGs retake the lead. All right, Williams scanning the court, giving off to John Riles. This early on, we'll have to see how much of a factor that injured wrist will play in the rest of this contest, as John Riles, one of the few members of the Racers coming back for season 2, is RJ Rosa's 3 up, no good, off the right of the iron. All right, Leggett Sr., quick handoff to Javon Evans. Evans to Gregory. Gregory shooting from way beyond pay dirt. No good. And Grandison flipping it to Juwan Malone and bounces off his foot, but ultimately comes away with it. That backward pass to nobody except Zach Sawyer. Leggett Sr. tried to do it all himself and no good. Grandison coming away with it and now in the hands of Donovan Williams. Donovan Williams, what a shot. Donovan Williams with the hip stick there. Obviously, never want to see that. But with 8 minutes to go in the contest, we are taking our first media timeout. So we'll take a second to thank some of our sponsors who keep this possible, including Beans Country Store, one of Mirth Film's 2 digital media sponsors, located on the corner of Ridge and Sunnyside. Great food, great pizza, great wings, and incredible brownies and blondies. Beans Country Store. And our other digital media sponsor, Sully's East. If you're in the greater Glens Falls area, check them out. They have a bunch of munchies up for the Super Bowl. Grab yourself some cheap adult beverages and have yourself a good time. Fridays and Saturdays, both the bar and kitchen open late night until 3. And last but not least for now, Kevin Koval's Adirondack Basement Systems. Give them a call today so you can finally finish that pesky basement and stop your basement from leaking and smelling like mold with Kevin Koval's Adirondack Basement Systems. OG's up 1, 4 minutes into the contest. And Zach Sawyer to inbound that to Kolakowski. Back into the hands of Sawyer. He's got a sea of racers. And RJ Rosa picking that off, flipping it to Malone, to Williams. As Donovan Williams looking at the ref. No call there. Claims that he was slapped in that attempt. And Josh Gregory tries to Euro step that one in. No good. Donovan Williams now driving down the court. RJ Rosa for the 3, and that's good. RJ Rosa. So now Kolakowski with the flip to Evans. That was intended for Zach Sawyer, but picked off by John Riles III. It's now Juwan Malone. Got Leggett Sr. to beat, and he's going to drive up the lane. Does not score. Sawyer flipping off to Javon Evans. They're going to call Juwan Malone on the reach-in there. And for the Racers, looks like we're going to swap out a few players here. Tyler Mitchell, Tobias Holmes, Terrell Camp, and number 4, looks like Keyshawn Wheeling's back on the roster after a little hiatus. Javon Evans inbounding that to Kolakowski. Well, Joey Harden back on the court too. Did not notice that. Well, now Kolakowski going for a 3. That's no good. Right off the lip. Tobias Holmes. Tobias Holmes utilizing Terrell Camp's screen. Joey Harden looked like he stopped the ball from going out of bounds. More importantly, he just gazelled up those bleachers. Ethan Powell and Javon Evans looked like they're about to swap out. Officiating staff filibustered that. Javon Evans, quick flip to Kolakowski. Kolakowski to Leggett Sr. Kolakowski teased the 3 but doesn't. Giving it to Josh Gregory. Quick passing all around. Javon Evans getting it past Tobias Holmes. It looks like they're going to call Joey Harden on that. Another reach-in foul. So Leggett Sr. is going to give that to Sawyer. Sawyer to Kolakowski. Teases the 3. Does not hold on to it. Tyler Mitchell ultimately snatching it out of his hands. Going to go for the mid-range jumper. No good. Ran out of gas there. Now Kolakowski only got Terrell Camp to beat. And the Void Leggett Sr. tried to hit him with the NBA Jam. Slow to get up. It looks like they're going to call Ethan Powell his first of the contest. Joey Harden. Inbounding it to Terrell Camp. Just gift wraps that one for Tobias Holmes. Says, here, you can have this, buddy. Terrell Camp now up in the paint. And they're going to call Leggett Sr. Or not, it looks like Terrell Camp have an opportunity to get some shots at the line. Camp's first one up. First one is good. Sending Keyshawn Wheelings back just in case. And Camp's second free throw up, and that's good. All right, Powell can dish that back to Josh Gregory. Gregory to Leggett Sr. Tries to stop from going out of bounds. Falls right into the hands of Tobias Holmes. As that tried to complete the play, no good. Kolakowski bounces off his foot, but holds on to it enough. Keyshawn Wheelings on the block there. Stops Leggett Sr. from scoring. Tobias Holmes with some fancy footwork. The three up, no good. Zach Sawyer on the rebound. And a couple different hands on that for Saratoga. Joey Harden playing the footwork game, keeps it in bounds, and that's Keyshawn Wheelings who's going to finish the play. So Ethan Powell passing it to Sawyer in the middle to Kolakowski on the left-hand side. And Leggett Sr. And they're going to call that a jump ball and possession arrow favoring. Possession arrow is going to favor Saratoga Racers. Going to task Tobias Holmes with inbounding that. Joey Harden patiently waiting, flipping her back to Holmes. And finds Terrell Camp in the middle. No good. And Kolakowski ends up picking that one up off the ground. To Ethan Powell. Can he hold on to it? He does. Powell to Sawyer. Surrounded. And looks like that's going to be... Yeah, it looks like they're going to call that on Terrell Camp. Terrell Camp even owning up to that one. So Josh Gregory going to inbound it too. Wide open Kolakowski to Zach Sawyer. Sawyer shooting from beyond the line. Shoots the J. No good. Keyshawn Wheelings on 1 foot. Keeps it inbounds. Tyler Mitchell with a nice little up and in. Saratoga Racers now have scored the last 8 uninterrupted. And they're going to call Tobias Holmes on that. Tried to be a better wall than a window there. Got to keep your feet planted for them things. Now into the game for Herkimer, number 1, Antoine Walker. Ethan Powell to Josh Gregory. Gregory to Walker in the middle. They're going to call Joey Harden on a push. That's Officer Baba Ganoush there on the assist, giving the ball back. That's going to go to Antoine Walker. Terrell Camp tries to peanut punch that out. Goes in the hands of Gregory. Gregory to Kolakowski. Kolakowski driving up the paint. Going to float that. No, good. And that's Keyshawn Wheelings on the recovery. Still survives the knockout attempt. Going to dish it up to a wide open Tobias Holmes. 3, no good. But Terrell Camp finishing the play for Saratoga. And Herkimer OGs to take a timeout. And with that in mind, we're going to take an opportunity to thank a few more of our sponsors, including Augustine Classical Academy, Evergreen Mental Health Counseling, Orion Demolition and Environmental Services, Outpost 40, the Great Burgers, Steak, Seafood, and Barbecue. And last but not least for now, Stewart Shops. Great pizza, great ice cream. As a matter of fact, their Philly vanilla flavor won a national ice cream award for its great flavor. Stewart Shops. Racers with a 10-point lead. The rest of the Saratoga Racers home game schedule is going to be all taking place in the last week of February. Friday the 27th, Saturday the 28th, and ending the Racers' home season March 1st against the Buffalo Extreme. That was their first game of the season, and they lost let's see if they have an opportunity to redeem themselves there. And Ethan Powell. Pass back to Walker. Oh, to Evans, excuse me. Javon Evans. Antoine Walker shoving Tobias Holmes out of the way. And Josh Gregory putting the first points on the board for Herkimer in a while. It's Joey Harden. Joey Harden got Powell to beat. Powell, good press coverage there. He's going to march up. And he can do it all himself. So Ethan Powell, quick flip to Josh Gregory. Back to Powell. Powell driving up. He's surrounded. And they're gonna call travel there on Powell. Keyshawn Wheeling's giving it off to Joey Harden. Joey Harden's three up, no good. Hits that little crevasse between the glass and the iron. Siobhan Evans scanning for a teammate. Surrounded there right outside of the paint, and a wide open Powell. That three is up and good. Ethan Powell. Now Tyjon Gilmore making his first appearance on the court. Cam Thomas on the court now too, which I just noticed. Cam Thomas, number 44. As Josh Gregory putting up another two for Herkimer. It's Keyshawn Wheelings, Tyjon Gilmore back to Wheelings. He's going to find Cam Thomas wide open. Cam from the three, no good, and that's all Herkimer. It's Antoine Walker giving that off to Ethan Powell. And that ball's going to go out of bounds off the fingertips of Javon Evans. Tyjon Gilmore, if he's like anyone else in this on the Joe Loutis court right now, it's a cold one here. We were in the negatives. I don't know if we still are, but it's a cold one out. Just great February winter in upstate New York. It's Donovan Williams back on the court. Juwan Malone back on the court. And Williams can't get all of that. And they're going to call, looks like they're going to call Williams on that. You could hear that slap from up here in the booth. And that foul gives the Herkimer OGs 2 shots at the line. You enter bonus territory for the rest of the first. And Javon Evans at the line. First one is up. First one is good. John Riles back on the court for Saratoga. Evans, second one up, no good. Cam Thomas on the rebound, but goes off the foot of Thomas, out of bounds. Herkimer ball under the net. Lavoy Leggett Sr. ripping it to Javon Evans, to Josh Gregory. And Ethan Powell couldn't hold on to it, but Donovan Williams deflects it with his face. That ball was going to go out of bounds, but Lavoy Leggett Sr. called on the foul. John Riles to inbound it for Saratoga. Giving that off to Donovan Williams. And Williams going to march up into the paint, waits for them to make their jumps. Psychs him out a little bit, flips it over the head of Leggett Sr. And now Kolakowski and Herkimer try to respond. Quick pass to and from. And Antoine Walker now from the key. No, going to keep passing. Leggett Sr. being surrounded by Gilmore and Thomas. Now Javon Evans goes for the three. And great work there by Kolakowski to keep the ball from going out of bounds. Ultimately results in nothing as Juwan Malone on the recovery. Donovan Williams with some fancy footwork there, keeping upright. Gilmore giving it back to Williams. So we have 1 minute to go in the first. Little less of a sluggish performance from both teams than yesterday. Juwan Malone going for the three, no good. And Donovan Williams had a hand on it, but Javon Evans to throw it out of bounds. Juwan Malone, that pass to nobody. A little bit of a miscommunication there. That goes out of bounds. Herkimer ball. Ethan Powell to give that off to Evans. And Kolakowski with no one to beat. He's going to drain that three. 3-point game, 30 seconds to go. As Tyjon Gilmore going to flip it over to Thomas in the middle. Thomas hitting him with two different spin moves, but Ethan Powell with the steal. And as that shot misses, Ethan Powell takes a little bit of a fall there. Kolakowski and Leggett Sr. to pick him back up. Well, they say some things can knock your socks off, but that fall did knock his left shoe off. Going to quickly adjust that. We at Mirth Films do not advocate for some of the words that you may or may not hear from both teams. So keep in mind, we do try to maintain this as a family-friendly broadcast. But this is a heated basketball game. The American Basketball Association is a semi-pro organization, and sometimes people get heated. First free throw, up and good. Ethan Powell see if he can go 2 for 2 in this series. No good. Cam Thomas on the rebound. Quickly giving it off to Donovan Williams. Shot clock turned off with 13 seconds to go. Williams scanning the court, trying to find something favorable. We got 3 seconds to go. He's going to go see if Cam Thomas goes to the shot, but Lavoie Leggett Sr. read that like a book. Saratoga Racers hold on to a 2-point lead, 22-20, as we're done with the first 12 minutes of this contest. If you guys are just tuning in, thank you for watching. This is a Mirth Films broadcast. You guys may recognize this voice. This is your captain speaking, Brett Porter on the horn. Our camera operator today, Dave Vancelotti, and our producer, Erik Pekar. We're doing an Italian thing tonight, guys. Just go with it. Got a decent showing here today. I keep saying tonight. I'm used to these being night games. It's like noon 30. But a few more people brave the elements today. Just assume it's tonight, guys. It's tonight. Tonight's the night. Strangely, we're not seeing the Saratoga Racers cheerleading team. Hope they're all right. Might not have been able to make it. A 12 p.m. tip-off rarely happens, which I mean I don't blame anybody. That's getting up a lot earlier than usual. Sunday games normally at 3 or 4. Saturday games 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. As Javon Evans is going to scan the court, giving it to Josh Gregory. To Brandon Kolakowski. Back to Kolakowski. Zach Sawyer in the middle. Leggett Sr. That basket is going to. All right. And that basket does count. And Leggett Sr. is going to get a shot at the line. See if Herkimer OGs can reclaim the lead. And that's good. Now was Grandison called on that foul. As Juwan Malone trying to get past Sawyer. Going to flip that one up, and that's in. So Gregory and Kolakowski exchanging some passes back to Gregory. That's going to go to Javon Evans. Donovan Williams on him like white on rice. Now Lavoie Leggett Sr. We give that to Josh Gregory in the middle, and they're going to finish the play. Nice little quickie off the lip. And they're going to call Javon Evans on that. Looks like he got more hand than ball. Donovan Williams and Lavoie Leggett Sr. seem to have a very strange on-court back and forth. The last time that they played at home, Donovan Williams actually picked up Lavoie Leggett Sr. by his ankle and his wrist. It was like some very schoolyard kind of stuff. Fun to watch, though, as Juwan Malone taking the lead again for Saratoga. Kolakowski, quick rip to Gregory, quicker rip to John Evans. Leggett Sr. catches that, and nice little back and forth between Saratoga and Herkimer. Lead changing every scorer. Donovan Williams with no one to beat. Goes for the three. Boom shakalaka. And the one sound I'll never get sick of. To those of you in the Mirth Films crowd who are not used to this, every time the home team makes a three, one of two sound effects is played. We'll get back to that later. Leggett Sr. driving up the lane. Donovan Williams pops out of his hands. And they're going to call Leggett Sr. on the travel before Donovan Williams could have gotten the steal. But traveling was called, but it looks like that's going to maintain possession from Herkimer. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Herkimer possession. Javon Evans flipping it to Zach Sawyer. And after a quick surrounding effort, R.J. Rosa and John Riles with a quick shake and bake there. As Kolakowski to dish it off to Evans. Finding an open Leggett Sr. R.J. Rosa going away a little too fast there. Herkimer trying to slow the game down a little bit. Leggett Sr. going for a three. No good. And they're going to call that on Juwan Malone. And because it was a three-point attempt, Lavoie Leggett Sr., 3 shots at the line. Donovan Williams having a quick powwow with one of the officiating staff. Leggett Sr.'s first shot up and no good. But while he takes these free throw attempts, just talk to the core Mirth Films audience here. Normally you guys are used to watching our boy Frankie Gavone eating Reubens or watching some of our sick concert coverage, but we were lucky enough. We got ourselves a deal with an ABA team located out of Mechanicville, New York, the Saratoga Racers. This is a second-year organization in the American Basketball Association. The ABA, to those who are not big sports fanatics, is a semi-pro organization. Think of it in the same as for Glens Falls listeners. Think of like the Green Jackets, but for basketball. Shot's no good. Josh Gregory going for a three. Drains it. Once again, we got ourselves a tie game. 9:30 to go in the half. Donovan Williams, quick flip to R.J. Rosa, but Leggett Sr. gets hands on it. Kolakowski behind the back to Gregory. And Javon Evans back to Gregory. And he absolutely drains that three. Herkimer Originals with their biggest score of the night. Malone, chance to rebuttal. No good. Another foul was called. Looks like they might be getting Malone. Nope. We're going to call that. We're going to call Josh Gregory on that. And with that, Juwan Malone getting some shots at the line. Officiating staff trying to make sure they're all on the same page here, because Josh Gregory did have full possession of the ball, but they did call him on the foul. So, 3D rule now in effect, and if I understand those rules correctly, that means Juwan Malone getting 3 shots at the line. First one, no good. And Terrell Camp, Joey Harden, and Tobias Holmes sitting at the substitution bench. Looks like Donovan Williams, John Riles, and Oh, nope. Tobias Holmes still sitting there. He will not join the court just yet. John Riles and Donovan Williams take a breather. As that one's good. 1 point game in favor of Herkimer right now. And Terry Nichols on the court for the first time. And Terrell Camp swats that one out of bounds. So Zach Sawyer dishing off to Kolakowski, three-pointer, just runs out of gas there. And Terrell Camp flipping that to Joey Harden. And Joey Harden is going to lose control of it, and that's going to go. Almost went right into the face of our fearless scorekeeper, Randy Tucker. Randy shooting doing 4 more games after this because he's a certified animal. Zach Sawyer back to Terry Nichols. To Josh Gregory, right outside the paint, surrounded. Zach Sawyer teases the three, decides against it. Tucked away in that corner. Good defense by Terrell Camp. And Nichols, three-pointer up and no good. Terrell Camp on the rebound. Tobias Holmes. Renegade toss to Joey Harden. Now in the hands of Terrell Camp. Tobias Holmes finding an open RJ Rosa. And that three does not compute. So Terry Nichols going for another three. No good. And RJ Rosa tried to get a hand on that one, but Josh Gregory completing the play. OG's currently up 3. Tobias Holmes tried to do a little bad mama jamma work with Camp, and that doesn't work. It's Josh Gregory dishing out to Javon Evans. Evans going to march and give it actually to Nichols. No good. Zay Grandison on the rebound. And they're gonna call tech on number 99, Donovan Williams. So, as the officiating staff tries to figure that out, we're going to take the first media timeout of second quarter, and let's thank a few more of our sponsors, including the Ugly Rooster Cafe, 2 locations, both Malta and Mechanicville. My favorite sponsor, at least by name, the Ugly Rooster. Undeniable nutrition because food can taste good and be good for you. Val Sporting Goods is their 81st year in operation. For all of your camping, hunting, hiking, and fishing needs, Val's. Happy Island Hot Dogs and Catering. And last but not least for now, us, Mirth Films. If you like what we're doing, be sure to check out everything else Frankie and I post. Our People and Places, our Reuben Raiders, our live concert coverage, and much, much more. mirth-films.com. 3-point game, 7:25 to go in the half. And after a technical foul from Donovan Williams, it's going to be Josh Gregory. Get 2 shots, and the Herkimer Originals will maintain possession. First one, no good. Gregory's second. Good. And OG's ball with a 4-point lead. Herkimer's biggest lead of the contest so far is Josh Gregory. Pass to nobody. And now Racers ball, Joey Harden to an open Tobias Holmes. Holmes, he can shoot the J. That one's no good. It's Kolakowski getting past Keyshawn Whalings and now in the hands of Zach Sawyer. Now Javon Evans. Pass across the court to Gregory. Passes all back and forth. Javon Evans going for the 3. No good. Herkimer gets first hands on the ball. Josh Gregory goes for 3 of his own. That one is good. Tobias Holmes try and begin to mount this comeback. And he's going to go for a nice mid-range jumper. No good. Josh Gregory with the handoff to Evans. And Terrell Camp, that almost looked like a chop block there. And Saratoga Racers is going to take a 30-second timeout. So just fill you on a little bit of what the Saratoga Racers season has looked like so far. Currently a Power 25 team after last weekend knocking out both the Binghamton Bulldogs and the New England Lightning. Racers have not lost at home yet. This is their second year in operation, to those of you who normally do not tune into our broadcast. And it's Frank Polzinello, longtime basketball player, lifelong basketball fan, and this season bought the Racers and has poised this franchise to be in good position once playoff time comes around. As I said, 10-3, their 7th matchup against the Herkimer OGs, and all 6 games leading up to this, Saratoga has taken home the dub. .32 to go in the half. And Josh Gregory ripping it to Javon Evans. Evans to Kolakowski. Kolakowski ripped to Zach Sawyer in motion. Josh Gregory is going to go for the 3. Kolakowski's attempt, no good. Now Joey Harden trying to get past Kolakowski. Kolakowski, very hands-on defense there. Now Tyler Mitchell back on the court. He can shoot. That 3 is no good. It's Kolakowski trying to find himself some kind of separation. It's Javon Evans. As that ball goes out of bounds. That was Herkimer ball. Brandon Kolakowski ripping it 2. Now Javon Evans. Zach Sawyer in the paint, giving it back to Kolakowski. Quick passes all around as Josh Gregory now. And we're going to have our first shot clock violation of the game. And that's going to be Saratoga possession. It's now Kolakowski taking a breather and Antoine Walker come in for Herkimer, excuse me. Tyler Mitchell. The pink headband wearing Mama Jamma, going to do it all, try to do it all himself. And he's going to draw the foul. And they're going to call Josh Gregory on that. So Tyler Mitchell's first free throw up and good. And 2 of 2 is good. Josh Gregory to the hands of Nichols. Now to Javon Evans. Back to Gregory. This Herkimer team has been doing a lot of quick successive passes. And they're going to call Zach Sawyer on the travel there. Saratoga ball. It's Terrell Camp. Quick swish and dish to Tobias Holmes. Tobias Holmes utilizing the Terrell Camp screen, giving it to Terrell Camp. And that's good. Saratoga and these, as we get close to halftime, trying to recoup some of that deficit. And Javon Evans going to find Zach Sawyer. Sawyer being covered pretty well. Now Antoine Walker giving it to Nichols in the middle. Javon Evans with no one around him goes for the 3. No good. As that ball goes out of bounds, I'm going to say it went out of bounds on the fingertip of number 9, Josh Gregory. Now Joey Harden finding Keyshawn Wheelings in the middle. He's going to float that up, and that's good. Saratoga Racers now only down by 1. 4:35 to go in the half. As Terrell Camp doing his best Odell Beckham Jr. impression, but does not come down with it. Ball goes out of bounds. Zach Sawyer to inbound it for Herkimer. And that's going to go. Also out of bounds, it's going to be Josh Gregory to inbound it. And Tobias Holmes couldn't get a hand on it. And now Gregory going for the 3, and that's good. So Tyler Mitchell giving it to Tobias Holmes. And Josh Gregory just swats that one back down to earth. Zach Sawyer, no one around him, goes for the 3, knocks that one in. And now Tobias Holmes. Not the intended pathway, but gets to Terrell Camp. Terrell Camp, floaters, no good. Ball goes. It's really hard to stop it from going out of bounds, but ultimately Josh Gregory wanted to catch the pass. And they're going to call Josh Gregory on the travel. Oh, no, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. One official saying it went out of bounds, the other saying it was a travel. Either way, it's going to be Saratoga ball when we come back from this media timeout. So we're going to take this opportunity to thank some of our sponsors, including Simple Fix Construction, Repair, and Painting. You have that pesky project you've been trying to get finished up for the last 4 years now that you've promised your wife, I'm totally going to do it. I'm totally going to do it. Well, you could stop lying to her, and you could just give Simple Fix a call at 518-596-7633. That is 518-596-7633. And one of our 2 digital media sponsors, Beans Country Store, located on the corner of Ridge and Sunnyside in Queensbury, New York. Your official food sponsor for Saratoga Racers. Great pizza, great wings, 2 things that are very sick to have on Super Bowl Sunday. Check them out, Beans in Queensbury, New York. And last but not least for now, Sully's East, the oldest bar in Glens Falls. 107th year in operation, been under new ownership for about the last year now. They've got some Super Bowl munchies. Late night bar and kitchen open until 3 a.m. That's John Riles. Gonna let it slow roll. Donovan Williams calling the play on the court. Giving it from Rosa back to Williams. Williams gonna shoot the 3. And another one ran out of gas. So Nichols and Walker sharing a bunch of quick passes. Ethan Powell back on the court. And Nichols going to find Powell on the other side. Josh Gregory teasing the 3. RJ Rosa there trying to stop it. And Antoine Walker going to go for a 3. No good. Isaiah Grandison on the rebound, finding Riles. Riles to Rosa. Now John Riles the 3rd. As we hit 10 seconds left on the shooting clock. Grandison going to go for a mid-range jumper there. No good. And now Ethan Powell, surrounded by Saratoga, goes for the shot. That's no good. Grandison flip to John Riles. Riles back to Grandison. Grandison going to go for it. No good. As that ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Herkimer ball. Antoine Walker giving it to Powell. RJ Rosa tried to get a hand on that pass. Ultimately does not succeed. It's Josh Gregory giving it to Ethan Powell. Powell can shoot, but that 3 does not connect. We've seen Ethan Powell drain a lot of these 3s in previous contests, but that one does not hit the intended target. It's Donovan Williams. They're going to call that on number 1, Antoine Walker. So Donovan Williams going to inbound it to Grandison. Grandison can shoot. That one does not go in. Josh Gregory on the rebound. Donovan Williams punches that one out. No call on the court. And Williams does it all himself. So now Ethan Powell being surrounded. Grandison tried to get a hand on it, doesn't. And Antoine Walker has the lane, but Terry Nichols is left uncovered. That three does not connect. Goes into the hands of Riles. Riles to Donovan Williams. But Josh Gregory gets a hand on it. And pass a little too quick, a little too hot and heavy. Kolakowski lets it go out of bounds. And Jawan Malone responds with a pretty conservative little dunk there. Kind of just gift wraps it for the basket. And Josh Gregory flipping it to Kolakowski into paint, but no good. Terry Nichols teases the three and doesn't. Instead goes from a little more mid-range, and that connects. We have a $1:10 to go in the half. Herkimer with a 4-point lead. RJ Rosa going for the three, no good. And that's Nichols to Josh Gregory. And gives that off to RJ Rosa, ultimately coming down with it. And Juwan Malone, nice little Euro step there. 2-point game as we approach the half, 43 seconds to go. And Nichols giving it to Kolakowski. Kolakowski blocked by John Riles as RJ Rosa. They're trying to do a little alley-oop action there. But they're ultimately going to call Antoine Walker there. And Juwan Malone, 2 shots at the line, opportunity to tie this game up before we hit halftime. First one's up. First one is good. Juwan Malone, second one up. No good. 29 seconds to go. It's Kolakowski with a quick flip to Gregory. And Donovan Williams picking that off ultimately falls into the hands of RJ Rosa. Racers take the lead. Because of the 3D rule, ultimately a 3-point layup there from Rosa. Now Josh Gregory and Herkimer with 6 seconds to go. They go for the three, no good. Falls into the hands of Kolakowski. And the Herkimer OGs cannot tie it up as we hit halftime. Saratoga Racers reclaim the lead late, 49-47. Another slow roller of a first half. But this Saratoga Racers team known for their third quarter destruction. Let's see if that reputation still is beside themselves as we get ready for the third quarter. But we will take a short little breather. All of us have an opportunity to grab our waters, Gatorades, and anything else there that our concession stand has to offer. But we will see you guys in about 15 minutes. Thanks for tuning in so far. Hope to see you when we come back. All right, third quarter about to be underway. Your Saratoga Racers 49 visiting Herkimer Originals 47. Racers were looking a little sluggish out there first half, I have to say. Let's see if the Racers do what they do best, and that's rack up the score in the third quarter. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm Brett Porter on the horn. Some of you guys may better know me as your captain. Dave Van Scoy, our camera arm for today's contest. And Erik Pekar, your friend and mine, our producer, our scorekeeper, running our ads, doing it all. And it's going to be Saratoga ball to start the third. And Tobias Holmes with the rock. He's going to give that off to Terrell Camp just outside of the paint. And Camp and Saratoga Racers is going to draw first blood in the third. That's going to go into the hands of Zach Sawyer. Sawyer to Kolakowski. A little back and forth there, and Josh Gregory teases the three, decides against it. Kolakowski to drive up in the middle instead. Leggett Sr. Now Javon Evans. And they're going to avoid the shot clock violation and get the score. Tobias Holmes giving it off to Tyler Mitchell. Keyshawn Willings couldn't hold on to it, and Zach Sawyer ultimately catches that. Little slow motion spin move from Kolakowski now in the hands of Sawyer to Javon Evans. Josh Gregory giving it off to Zach Sawyer. Going to go for a three. No good. Tyjon Gilmore on the recovery. Gilmore dishing off to Keyshawn Willings. And he's going to bounce that one off the glass. That's good. Javon Evans to Brennan Kolakowski. Kolakowski, quick floater across the court to Javon Evans. Evans from the paint. No good. Keyshawn Willings coming down with it. Giving it off to Tobias Holmes. And it looks like that's going to go, looks like it went off the hand of Sawyer. And that's going to maintain Saratoga ball. That one went all the way to the concession stand. Terrell Camp avoiding the temptation of the $5 walking taco. And Terrell Camp between the legs to Tyjon Gilmore. Now Tobias Holmes tries to get a hand on it, and Lavoie Leggett Sr. ultimately coming down with it. And comes down with the score. So a little miscommunication there, and that resulted in another two for Herc. And now Kolakowski. Looks like he threw it off of the face of Tyler Mitchell. Still Herkimer ball. Kolakowski to Javon Evans. Evans to a wide open Leggett Sr. Going to shoot that three, and that's good. Herkimer Originals reclaim the lead. It's Tyjon Gilmore to Mitchell. Mitchell, that three is good. Good for Tyler Mitchell. Bam, 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 bam. But what I was saying earlier, when someone from Saratoga makes a three, you're going to hear one of two sound effects. One either being the instant rap air horn, the other as Lavoie Leggett Sr., another three. Herkimer and Saratoga trading three to see if Tobias keep up the magic. No good. Terrell Camp on the recovery. Tyler Mitchell, can he do it again? No, off the front of the lip. And Keyshawn Willings, he finishes the play for Saratoga. But yeah, so if you don't hear the instant rap air horn, you're going to hear boom shakalaka. I love our DJs. They're fun people. They remind me a lot of some who work in Glens Falls. But either way, Zach Sawyer dishing off to Leggett Sr. Racers bench erupting, chanting defense. And they're going to call Tyler Mitchell on the block. Joey Harden coming back onto the court. Tyler Mitchell to take a breather. It's Kolakowski shooting a three right off the rip. And that's cash money. Herkimer is coming out from halftime, rejuvenated. As they almost get it out of the hands of Tobias Holmes. That floater does not connect. Javon Evans on the recovery. And Terrell Camp trying to make something happen with Saratoga, giving off Joey Harden. Harden back to Camp. No good. Keyshawn Williams tries to finish the play, but ultimately Herkimer coming down with it. Leggett Sr. got 2 to beat instead. Javon Evans just off to Josh Gregory to Kolakowski. Lavoy Leggett Sr. That 3 does not connect, but Zach Sawyer gets a hand on it and forces it in. So Terrell Camp. Give that off to Joey Harden. Terrell Camp putting up a block 2. No good. Josh Gregory to Kolakowski. Now in the hands of Zach Sawyer. Sawyer going for a 3. Herkimer draining those 3s. Oh, geez. Now with a 7-point lead, Racers take a timeout and try to maybe come up with a game plan. Try to figure out what the heck is going on, what kind of halftime adjustments they can make. But while they do that, we're going to take a second to thank a couple of our sponsors, including Kevin Koval's Adirondack Basement System. Give him a call if you are trying to get your basement renovated, finished, make it a nice inhabitable living space and not just cement and mold. Kevin Koval's Adirondack Basement. The Augustine Classical Academy. Evergreen Mental Health Counseling. Orion Demolition and Environmental Services. Outpost 40 with their burger, steak, seafood, and barbecue. Herkimer woke up out of the halftime and chose violence, draining a bunch of 3s so far in the first 4.5 minutes of the contest. And John Riles back on the court, taking off his very fuzzy robe before that. Now Donovan Williams making his debut for the quarter. He's going to give that off to Grandison. Grandison back on the court. He's going to give that to Juwan Malone. Malone couldn't hold on to it. And the backcourt violation not called. Now Donovan Williams giving off to Juwan Malone with no one to beat. Drains the 3. Juwan Malone. See if Saratoga can keep that momentum up as Josh Gregory, giving off to Kolakowski. Kolakowski with a quick layup. Simon Williams giving it to John Riles in the middle. RJ Rosa being pinned down there pretty good, but Juwan Malone gave it to Riles, but goes off Riles' wrist. But it looks like they're going to call Zach Sawyer on a foul there, as the ball would have gone out of bounds in favor of Herc. Donovan Williams. To Juwan Malone. Malone going to drive up, give it to to John Riles, no good. Josh Gregory coming down with it. And now in the hands of Javon Evans. Evans got 2 to beat. No good. R.J. Rosa on the rebound. Javon Evans just trying to get a hand on it. Donovan Williams teased that 3. They didn't bite. And R.J. Rosa going for the 3, no good, off the front of the iron, but John Riles finishing the play for Saratoga. Zach Sawyer giving it off to Evans by way of Gregory. Now Kolakowski trying to avoid Juwan Malone. Now Javon Evans from just about half court. Giving it to Sawyer in the paint to Lavoy Leggett Sr. on the sideline. Zach Sawyer going for the 3. That one does not connect. A rarity for Herkimer so far. Now Isaiah Grandison. And looks like they're going to call 8 on that. It's a charging foul for Isaiah Grandison. So now Javon Evans flip it off to Kolakowski. And now to Zach Sawyer. Back to Evans, back to Sawyer. And Javon Evans giving it off to back and forth between Kolakowski and Gregory. And now Josh Gregory marched up in the paint. Instead, Zach Sawyer from outside the key. Now Kolakowski. Herkimer doing what they do best, quick passes. And looks like they're going to call Kolakowski on the travel there. And that's going to be Saratoga ball. Grandison, quick flip to Evans. Quicker flip to John Riles, the third. No good. Josh Gregory on the rebound. And now Kolakowski getting past the sea of racers, but does not come down with it. And it looks like they're going to call that. That's going to be Isaiah Grandison's third foul of the contest so far. And Brendan Kolakowski going to get some shots at the line. First one, no good. Second one is up and good. Grandison inbounding it to Juwan Malone. So give that to Isaiah Grandison. Grandison shooting the three, no good. Zach Sawyer coming down with that. Going to give that off to Brandon Kolakowski. Kolakowski. And John Wiles going to take a breather as that ball goes out of bounds. Herkimer ball. Keyshawn Willings back on the court. Javon Evans giving it to Josh Gregory. Gregory to an open Kolakowski. That three connects. Donovan Williams teased the three, poised for it, but instead going to flip it to Juwan Malone. Juwan Malone going to go for a three of his own. No good. Isaiah Grandison keeping it in possession of Saratoga. Keyshawn Willings to Juwan Malone. Little under the rim layup there. 6-minute game, 4:09 to go in the third. Lavoie Leggett Sr. giving it off to Gregory. Juwan Malone, instead of staring down Williams, giving it off. And Josh Gregory, little quick hook from the paint. Keyshawn Willings, nice spin move. And looks like they're going to call that on Javon Evans. Javon Evans' third foul in the contest. Leggett Sr. and Javon Evans taking a quick break to dap up a stranger. Juwan Malone, going for a three off the break. No good. Leggett Sr. coming down with it. And a lucky hand from Saratoga. Grandison coming down with it, flipping it to Keyshawn Willings. Now R.J. Rosa trying to get past the Herkimer defense. Instead, Donovan Williams left alone in space. No good. Off the front of the iron. And Kolakowski only got one man to beat. And Juwan Malone slaps that ball back to the fifth dimension. And R.J. Rosa layup just does not connect. Juwan Malone now. And as we get a shooting foul on the play, Juwan Malone is going to get some shots at the line. And they're going to call that on number 8, Brandon Kolakowski, his first of the contest. Very fast-paced game so far. As we approach our media timeout, our camera operator, Dave Vancelotti, confirming. Just seems like the pace has been a lot higher, way less stoppages. And even though it's a low-scoring game for your average American Basketball Association contest, Saratoga Racers, who last night against the visiting Vermont Coyotes dropped 53 in the first half and then proceeded to drop 54 in the third quarter alone. Here we are, almost done with the third quarter. Saratoga only at 65. Low-scoring contest in the ABA. ABA is, by comparison to the NBA, for those of you who are not familiar on the differences, it's made to be more fluid and encourage scoring a lot more. More often than not, it's very rare to see an ABA game where both teams don't break 100. But digression aside, Juwan Malone going to get 2 shots at the line after the media. First one up. First one. Good. Makes it a 2-possession game. No good. Zach Sawyer on the recovery, dishing off to Javon Evans. Grandison trying to press up against him, double teamed. And Donovan Williams picks that one off. The double spin move and the no look to Juwan Malone. And that 3 does not complete. Keyshawn Willings trying to finish the play. And ultimately, Grandison coming away with it. And as Isaiah Grandison trying to get the coach staff to call a timeout, said that's a jump ball, possession arrow favoring Herkimer. Now Zach Sawyer after the inbound from Kolakowski, back to Kolakowski. Now Josh Gregory. Tight coverage there from Grandison. He's going to try and flip that one up, and it does not go in, but on his own fingertip, that's good for 2. So Isaiah Grandison trying to, and succeeding. Quick response there from Saratoga. So Kolakowski flipped to Sawyer. Sawyer finding an open Ethan Powell. Donovan Williams trying to stop that, but Keyshawn Willings ultimately intercepting the pass. He's going to try and do it all himself, and he does. Now a 5-point game, 2 minutes to go in the third. Kolakowski giving off to Josh Gregory. And Kolakowski finish off to Josh Gregory. Keyshawn Willings talking some pretty loud smack there. Going to call Keyshawn Willings on that foul. Willings kind of letting his emotions get the best of him there for a second. But Kolakowski immediately after daggers that 3 in. Juwan Malone dishing it back to Grandison. To Donovan Williams. This Herkimer roster so far has been doing a good job of getting under the skin of the Racers. It's now 8-point game, minute 14 to go in the third. Kolakowski driving. Juwan Malone smacks that one down. And out of bounds, that's still going to be Herkimer ball. Say Grandison take a breather. Terrell Camp coming in to substitute. So Gregory trying to get the separation from Camp. And they're going to call Camp on the foul, and Josh Gregory's basket will count. Opportunity to make this a 3-point play. Gregory's free throw up and good. Minute to go. Racers currently down 11. Donovan Williams trying to get past Powell. Good screen from Camp. Juwan Malone's 3 up, no good. Leggett Sr. on the recovery. And he throws it off the foot for RJ Rosa as that ball goes out of bounds. And that poised the OGs for more favorable possession there as Kolakowski giving off to Javon Evans. Terrell Camp staring him down. And a sea of Racers stopped that from going in. And that pass goes to nobody, but Leggett Sr. comes down with it behind the back to Kolakowski, behind the back and over the head. And he lays that one up and in. Herkimer OGs. And it looks like they're going to call Lavoy Leggett Sr. on a technical. Trying to tell him one more word and he's done. So, with that, see if that turns into a turning point as Juwan Malone is going to get 2 shots at the line. First one misses. But, so Malone's going to get one more free throw, and then Saratoga Racers will retain possession. Juwan Malone, free throw up and good. Saratoga Racers to retain possession. And that's going to go right to Juwan Malone. $17 seconds to go. Shooting clock off. They're going to give that to RJ Rosa to see if they can get one more score before the quarter ends. Diamond Williams, pass to Terrell Camp. That basket's going to count, and Terrell Camp's going to get a shot at the line. And looks like that's going to be another foul on number 8, Brandon Kolakowski. And Terrell Camp's free throw up and good. 6 seconds to go. OGs have no obligation to really do anything here, but looks like they're going to try and shoot something. Ethan Powell with seconds to go. No. And after 3 quarters of play, Herkimer OGs have a 9-point lead over Saratoga. They made the third quarter theirs, which is something that the Racers, at least during home games on the Joe Loudis court, are not used to experiencing. Normally used to using the third quarter as their runaway. But no, quite the opposite in this contest so far. But as our in-house PA announces the winner of the 50-50, I'd like to take another quick second just to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Brett Porter, your captain speaking. Erik Pekar, our producer, fearless leader, and running camera, Dave Van Scoy. Nine-point game, 1 quarter of play remaining. Cam Thomas speaking some words of affirmation to this Racers roster. And Juwan Malone immediately inbounding it to Tobias Holmes. Tobias Holmes loses control of it, but Juwan Malone has it, and he's going to go for the 3. No good. Keyshawn Whaling's coming down with it. And they're going to call Kolakowski on that. And Keyshawn Whaling is going to get some shots from the line to start off the first. I mean, to start off the fourth, excuse me. Wow. We have a whole game behind us, guys. Whaling's first one up and no good. Also, I'd like to just give a second to criticize. Maybe banging the buzzer 3 times during a free throw attempt isn't a good move. For either side. Keyshawn Whaling's got 1 more at the line. No good. 0 for 2 there. Kolakowski coming down with it. And they're going to call John Riles on the kick. And that's going to be main Herkimer ball. Ethan Powell finding Antoine Walker. That's going to go to Kolakowski. Kolakowski has a lane. And they're going to call John Riles on that. And Brandon Kolakowski can get some shots on the line as a result. First one's up. First one is good. And second one, no good. Terrell Camp on the rebound, but Antoine Walker holds on to it. No good. Now Javon Evans teases the three, instead drives up mid-range. Good. And because of the 3D rule, that is a 3-point jumper. Tobias Holmes trying to get some kind of response there, and draws the foul. He's going to get some shots at the line. That's going to be on Josh Gregory. Tobias Holmes get some shots at the line. First one's up, first one's good. Saratoga Racers going to take arguably a much-needed timeout, try to recover some sense of a game plan here. And with that in mind, we'll take a second to thank some of our sponsors, including Stewart Shops. Great food, tremendous award-winning ice cream. Check them out. Basically anywhere in upstate New York, Stewart Shops. My favorite sponsor in name alone, the Ugly Rooster Cafe. Check out one of their 2 convenient locations in Malta and Mechanicville. Tobias Holmes has one more shot at the line. .point game right now. Opportunity to make it an 11-point game. And that one is up and in. And Kolakowski, quick flip to Javon Evans, whose jersey is half on, half off for some reason. Back to Evans. But Terrell Camp gets a good hand on that. That's going to go in the hands of John Riles. And a little back and forth between Malone and Riles. And because of the 3D rule, that is worth 3. And they're going to call that one on Malone there, and it's going to remain Herkimer ball. Brandon Kolakowski up in the air flip. Oh. Keyshawn Wheelings. Looks like he was about to hit him with the JBL clothesline from hell there, but does anyone else watch wrestling? I hope so. Otherwise, that whole metaphor fell flat. But Javon Evans, mid-range jumper, just about a 3, but not. And Terrell Camp surrounded, trying to make some separation, finding an open Juwan Malone. Malone to Keyshawn Wheelings. There we go. That's good for another 2 for Saratoga. 6-point game, 10:24 to go. Brandon Kolakowski finding a wide open Josh Gregory. And Riles and Malone together. They get the ball away, but the layup just does not skate. And Ethan Powell goes for the 3, and that's good. Herkimer has been nearly unstoppable on these 3-point attempts. They've got that coffin corner, so to speak, locked down. As Tobias Holmes floats another one in. 7-point game here. As Javon Evans flipping it over to Kolakowski, to Antoine Walker, to Josh Gregory. Josh Gregory goes for 3 of his own. That's good. Saratoga Racers need to find a way to stop these 3-point tries. And now John Riles dishing off to Keyshawn Wheelings. Wheelings in the paint. Floats it up. That's good. Opportunity to make this 3-point play. And they're going to call that on number 0, Javon Evans. Keyshawn Wheelings, one attempt up. No good. So that ball goes out of bounds. Saratoga ball. Tobias Holmes going for a 3. No good. Juwan Malone coming down with it. And that looks like it went off of Juwan Malone's forearm there. John Riles intercepting the pass. And no good. And stoppage on the play. And it looks like Herkimer called the timeout there to retain their possession. We'll take a second to thank a couple of our sponsors real quick while we have a moment, including UN Undeniable Nutrition, because food can be good and good for you. Val Sporting Goods, 81 years in operation for all your camping, hiking, hunting, and fishing needs. Val's. .909, not to be confused with the Beatles song, time left in this contest. Herkimer, 93. Saratoga Racers, 85. I haven't dropped one to Herkimer yet since their inception as a franchise. And if the momentum does not shift, this could be the one that falls short. It's Ethan Powell. Going to flip it across the court to Kolakowski. And now in the hands of a wide open Ethan Powell. And it looks like you're going to call Terrell Camp on that one. So now Ethan Powell going for a long-range three. And a rare occurrence, does not go in. Tobias Holmes. Three of his own. No, good. Kolakowski coming down with it. Javon Evans giving it off to Antoine Walker. Walker to Gregory. Gregory driving in the paint. No good. But looks like there's going to be a shooting foul on the court. Keyshawn Whalings, another foul. And Gregory's first free throw attempt up and good. Gregory makes this one. Herkimer will have another double-digit lead. That one's good. So Donovan Williams back on the court. He's going to make a drive up. He's going to hit that one in, kiss the glass on the way in. It's Josh Gregory getting it off to Kolakowski. Gregory and Kolakowski have kind of been the dynamic duo for this team so far today. It's Leggett Sr. back on the court after a pretty strong verbal warning from the officiating staff. Zach Sawyer going for a three. No good. It looks like Keyshawn Whalings got a hand on that. Juwan Malone now. Can try and lay that one up. No good. Javon Evans scanning the court, finding Gregory. Now Lavoy Leggett Sr. with a three, and that's good. Herkimer once again, double-digit lead. Donovan Williams finding a wide open Juwan Malone. And that sinks in. Zach Sawyer to Kolakowski, back to Sawyer. Back to Kolakowski, a lot of back and forth. Javon Evans. Giving it back to Zach Sawyer. Sawyer finding a wide open Lavoy Leggett Sr. onto the basket. And with that, the OGs crack the century mark. And with this stoppage right now, I figured I'd take a quick second just to remind some of you guys who you are. We have a dedicated Mirth Films fan base who's probably confused as to why we have sports on here, but that's all right. We've had a contract with the Saratoga Racers this season. You've probably seen some of it on our other Mirth Films channel, Mirth Films 2. But for the rest of the season, we are going to be throwing them on the main channel. I hope we garnered a little bit more viewership. Numbers have been great so far. Obviously, we're trying to pump those numbers up. I am your captain, Brett Porter. On the horn, Dave Van Scoy, our camera operator. Erik Pekar, our producer and scorekeeper. 7:24 to go in the game. Not really much more to say here. Saratoga is just off today. Not firing on all synapses. But after the timeout, Saratoga ball. John Riles bowls it over to Donovan Williams. And Williams, quick flip to Isaiah Grandison. Grandison trying to get past the Leggett Sr. And under the rim, his shot doesn't connect. But John Riles the third on the quick rebound. Kolakowski to Gregory, as you've heard multiple times today, and will continue to hear for the rest of this contest. Gregory to Leggett Sr. and Zach Sawyer under the rim. Going to complete the play for Herkimer. It's RJ Rosa flipping it to Joey Harden. Harden finding a wide open Donovan Williams. Williams, three is good. Donovan Williams drains that. Trying to cut into the Herkimer lead. As Donovan Williams is a little too short for that. Kolakowski drains the three. Herkimer bench erupting there. Now John Riles giving it back to Williams. Williams to RJ Rosa. Rosa trying to get one up from mid-range, and that's in. Good for a Saratoga field goal is Javon Evans. Finding, it was intended for Leggett Sr., but Donovan Williams holds on to it. And quick passing, and John Riles and Saratoga Racers break the century mark. 5-point game, 5:54 to go. Javon Evans, Zach Sawyer left alone from beyond the arc. And that three doesn't connect. RJ Rosa dishing it off to John Riles III. Finding Joey Harden in the middle, surrounded by a sea of OGs. Saratoga's going to retain possession there. Another ball goes to the Shadow Realm. It's John Riles giving it to Donovan Williams to Joey Harden. Harden decides he's going to do it all himself. No good. And Zach Sawyer comes down with it. And now in the hands of Leggett Sr. Kolakowski back to Leggett Sr. RJ Rosa tried to get a hand on it over the much taller Josh Gregory. Shots up and no good. John Riles on the recovery. Donovan Williams, one man to beat. Would you look at that? Donovan Williams right into the face of a Herkimer defense. At that point was only Leggett Sr. One possession game, less than 5 minutes to go. Leggett Sr. Josh Gregory. And now Zach Sawyer in possession. Handoff to Kolakowski. Giving it to Gregory in the middle. Gregory trying to... And Donovan Williams takes the charge. And maybe this is the momentum shift Saratoga's looking for, as Joey Harden giving it to RJ Rosa. Rosa, another mid-range jumper, no good. Zach Sawyer coming down with it. Joey Harden tried the peanut punch, did not work. It's Josh Gregory giving it back off to Zach Sawyer. Sawyer with John Riles. John Riles is not quick to get up there. That one looked a little aggressive, no call. Someone in the crowd yelling, that was worse than the other one. That's not good, especially keep in mind, John Riles has an injured wrist, and getting throat punched or throat shoved like that, not the vibe. So Saratoga coach Frank Paulzanello getting Riles and Joey Harden off of the court. And we got Juwan Malone, Keyshawn Whalings, Isaiah Grandison, Donovan Williams, and RJ Rosa now the front five 4 minutes to go. Zach Sawyer giving it to Gregory. Gregory to Kolakowski. Kolakowski to Evans. Quick pass all around. Back in the hands of Sawyer. Sawyer got Grandison to beat. And they're going to call Zach Sawyer on the travel. Zach Sawyer is beside himself on that. And they're going to call a delay a game on Herkimer. Saratoga ball to Donovan Williams. One possession game, less than 4 minutes to go. And Williams stepping back, holding onto the ball pretty well. Fade away, no good. Josh Gregory trying to get past Keyshawn Whalings. He's driving up the paint. It looks like they're going to call R.J. Rosa on that one. R.J. Rosa, not known for producing too many fouls. And as both benches very verbal and vocal right now. Our last media timeout for the contest, and we'll take an opportunity to thank some of our sponsors, including Happy Island Hot Dogs and Catering. And hey, that's us, Mirth Films. If you like what we've been doing, if you guys are from the ABA crowd and are not familiar with what Mirth Films does, we do a lot of live concert coverage, live videography of all kinds. We even have a series called Reuben Raiders, where we try to find the best Reuben sandwich in the capital region and beyond. Check us out at mirth-films.com. And last but not least for now, Simple Fix Construction. 3:40 to go in the game. And that's going to be Herkimer ball following foul from R.J. Rosa. Gregory to Zach Sawyer. Sawyer giving off to Kolakowski. Kolakowski to Evans. Back to Kolakowski. To Josh Gregory. Sawyer driving to the paint. Javon Evans all the way on the sideline. Javon Evans going to try and march up. That's no good. And Donovan Williams, after the pass from Grandison. John Malone going for the three to tie it up. No good. Keyshawn Whalings holds on to it. And Keyshawn Whalings makes this a 1-point game. 3:09 to go. Zach Sawyer going off to Josh Gregory. Gregory going off to Kolakowski. Kolakowski with the screen from Sawyer. Now into the possession of Josh Gregory. And looks like they're going to call Rosa on his second. So Saratoga with 7 fouls, 1 more, and they get into bonus territory. They're at a time when they not really in a position to give up any more points. Zach Sawyer dishing off to Lavoie Leggett Sr. Another foul. Looks like that one's going to be on Keyshawn Whalings. So Lavoie Leggett Sr., 2 shots from the line. First one's up. First one is good. Second one is up. Second one's good. Still 1 possession game, 2:48 to go. Keyshawn Whalings flipping it over to Donovan Williams. Williams up to Whalings in the middle. And they're going to call Keyshawn Whalings gets fouled in shooting. If he makes this free throw, this is a tie game, folks. Saratoga Racers have spent the bulk of the third trailing. Opportunity to tie it up late. And that's up. No good. And Josh Gregory dishing off to Kolakowski. Kolakowski finding open Gregory to Leggett Sr. Back to Javon Evans. Herkimer ball as Kolakowski pushed off to Zach Sawyer, trying to get past Juwan Malone. Kolakowski to Josh Gregory, teased the three, decided against it. Kolakowski goes for a three. No good, off the front of the iron, into the hands of Juwan Malone. Malone, that floater no good. Into the hands of Zach Sawyer. And they're going to call Juwan Malone on that. And Racers they're in bonus territory. And now Zach Sawyer going to get some shots at the line. Cam Thomas approaching the substitution table as Zach Sawyer. First one goes up. First one is good. Juwan Malone going to take a breather after that foul. Cam Thomas on the court. And second one is up. Second one is good. Keyshawn Williams, quick pass to RJ Rosa. Rosa swarmed there, finding Donovan Williams. Trying to create some separation. RJ Rosa wide open for that three. Three no good. RJ Rosa did not keep track of where he was on the court. And now Javon Evans and Herkimer driving up. And as that pass, Saratoga bench trying to plead their case. He was already out of bounds before them, but they're going to call that Herkimer ball. $1:50 to go. RJ Rosa picked that one off. Donovan Williams. Euro steps it past, but John Riles III makes this once again a 2-point game. Donovan Williams holds on to it. 3D rules in effect. Cam Thomas to John Riles III. Would you look at that? John Riles takes the late lead for the Saratoga Racers. Because of the 3D rule, that is a 4-point, 3-point play. Would you look at that? Yeah, try wrapping your head around that one, guys. That's going to be on my ESPN Not Top 10 one day. That's going to be the reason I don't call for the Pittsburgh Steelers when I'm 50. But oh my God, guys. That was a huge momentum shift for the Saratoga Racers. And John Riles didn't even watch the ball go in. He looked away and he said, cash money. 1 minute, 27 seconds to go. Saratoga reclaims the lead late in the game, and all they need to do now is hold on to it. Keep the momentum up. Hold on to the ball as long as possible. Keep the full court press coverage. Herkimer ball. 87 seconds, separating us from a winner. And Kolakowski. Josh Gregory. Give that off to Javon Evans. Evans with the ball again. And he's gonna drive it, giving it back to Josh Gregory. Donovan Williams, much shorter, trying to hold on. Kolakowski looked like he wasn't gonna hold on to it, but keeps it in his possession. Josh Gregory. And that three does not skate. John Riles and company now. They got to just hold the lead for 60 seconds. It looks like they're going to call that on number 9, Josh Gregory. It's going to be Donovan Williams for the Racers. He's going to inbound that to Keyshawn Williams. Taking a breather, holding it in. Okay, no obligation to shoot right away, but Juwan Malone putting more points on the board. 2-possession game, 49 seconds to go. And Javon Evans to a wide open Lavoie Leggett Sr., and that three is nowhere close. Air ball. Gregory going for a three of his own. That one connects. And looks like we have a 30-second timeout on the court. So I'd just like to remind everybody, Saratoga Racers currently sitting at 10-3 in the history of these contests between the Herkimer OGs and the Saratoga Racers. They have won all 6. The Saratoga Racers have. Old number 7 could occur if the Racers can hold on to this lead for 36 seconds. But let's see. Only time will tell, as you guys are aware. And that's going to be Saratoga ball. John Riles, the third. Flipping it to Wheelings, back to Riles. 2-point lead that the Racers are clinging on to. We have 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Racers don't necessarily have to score, but they do have to shoot with 5 to go. And that ball, no. Just whipped it a little too hard there. 17 seconds left. 17 seconds left. As long as the Racers don't let him drop a 3, which unfortunately easier said than done. Javon Evans catches that pass high, and Josh Gregory. They're going to call that on. They're going to call the charge. And they're going to call the charge on the Foy Leggett Sr. His feet were firmly planted. Racers just need to hold on to it for 7 seconds. Juwan Malone trying to go for a dunk for nothing more than the sake of dunking, but no good. But that would be Josh Gregory's 7th foul. One more and he's out. Not that it matters. It's going to be this might be the longest 6 seconds of the game. Juwan Malone has an opportunity to make this a 2-possession game. First one up, and first one is good. If Juwan Malone makes this 3, this game is just about over. And with that, I think Saratoga could lock it down. 6.1 seconds to go. Zach Sawyer dishing it off to a wide open Antoine Walker. Can you believe it, guys? Saratoga Racers were down, but definitely not out. And stick around, guys, as we get the closing ceremonies of this. Please join myself and Donovan Williams for the post-game interview. Donovan Williams will be up shortly after the pomp and circumstance. Saratoga Racers win a dangerously close one and have now won 7 in a row against the Herkimer OGs and now go to 11-3. 6 games left in the season. Donovan Williams on his way up to the booth, wearing his Talladega Nights, if you ain't first, you're last. Let's just hope he remembered to make it up. We kind of talked, we didn't talk about it too much yesterday, which I'm glad he didn't come up because we had some internet troubles, but hey, these things happen. But because of the length of our cables, this interview will not be done on camera because we don't plan some of these things out. We are learning just as much as anyone else. Oh, Donovan, where are you, buddy? We'll give it another minute or two just to thank all of you guys for showing up to another just banger of a game in ABA basketball. And as we give it a second, as the crowd starts to clear out, we get ready for another game here at Riverside Central. Looks like it's going to be a completely different league of play altogether. See if Donovan Williams. Yo, you coming up, man? Oh, here we are. Donovan Williams making his way up to the stand. Donovan, hey, thanks for joining us, man. Dude, come on, bring it in. Ready Player One.
Yes, sir.
What a game. All right, so I just got a couple questions for you. First off, man, the Talladega Nights, if you ain't first, you're last. Does that mean anything to you personally?
Honestly, you just got to make it happen. That's it, regardless if you're first or last.
So going into the half, it was a very close game, and you guys historically being a third quarter team, to not see any of that happen, were you nervous at all ending the third actually down by 7?
It was no nervousness. It was just more so we just had to capitalize. We had to execute more than what we were doing. We were missing a lot of shots. We were missing layups. So it was like all we had to do was just come together as a team, come as one, and we pick up. That's it.
So with 2 minutes to go, everything really started to click for you guys. What do you think caused that shift in momentum?
I say defense. It was big on defense, me taking that charge and us getting those 2 steals right there, getting those possessions, getting that 3D, and then John coming out hitting that clutch shot. That's really what did it.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. We got one more question for you. I mean, everyone here kind of has a nickname that I just give them because, it's what us broadcasters do. Ever since the first game, you've been the main character. You've been player one. So how does it feel to be player one on the Saratoga Racers?
Sometimes I need my player two, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, player one, you got to take the lead, be a leader, and do what you got to do to keep everybody happy. So that's
hey,
my
Donovan,
job.
thanks for showing up, man.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
You too, y'all. Hey, you guys heard it here first. Thank you, Donovan Williams, for making the interview. And we'll see you guys to end out the month of February, 27th, 28th, and then March 1st. Saratoga Racers are 7-0 at home. Let's see if they can end it 10-0. This is your captain, Brett Porter, tuning in. Thank you, guys, so much for coming in, and we'll see you in a